No haggle pricing and a pre-owned car guarantee. Autobytel.com.
Wednesday night, Speedvision turns on Moto Madness. We're testing the hottest muscle cars of the year 2000 with everything you need to know and all the muscle you need to stay ahead of the pack. That's Motor Vision at 7 Eastern, Motor Trend TV at 7:30, and American Muscle Car at 8.
Man, can you believe it? Number one, got an awesome race car. Two, thank good Lord for a good day. This race car did everything. The good Lord looked after it all day long. Good wrench. This is for all them race fans and all them people have been saying, Dale, this is your year. Dale, this is your year.
Back now to the unthinkable tragedy Sunday at Daytona. The crash that took Dale Earnhardt's life just didn't look to most of us to be all that serious. Quite obviously, we couldn't have been more wrong about that. Earnhardt apparently was killed almost instantly, but was rushed to nearby Halifax Medical Center.
Dr. Allison and I both identified this was a very bad situation, a load-and-go situation. We immediately removed him and transported him to the area level 2 trauma center, Halifax Hospital. Transport time was about a minute to a minute and a half, during which time we continued CPR. We all did everything we could for him. Additionally, there was an anesthesiologist who helped us maintain the airway. But he had what I feel were life-ending type injuries at the time of impact, and really nothing could be done for him.
Let's return now to Daytona, where Rick Benjamin spoke to others on the scene of the saddest day ever at the birthplace of stock car racing.
He had a tremendous amount of God-given talent as a race driver. I've said a number of times, if there was ever a natural-born race driver, he was it. Most people have to work at becoming a good race driver. And certainly he has taken the talents that God has given him and worked hard to perfect them. But I don't think that it was as hard for him as it was for some other people, because he was just simply a natural. And he took that talent and took it to the limit.
It's just an incredible story. It seemed to me that in the last few laps of the race that Dale was just acting father more than anything else, that he was trying to protect his two guys in front. And that's the way it appeared in the race to me.
It's a tragedy, and not just for our sport to lose such a talent, for a family to lose a father and a husband, and for a company which he's worked his whole life to build to lose a boss. It's a sad thing.
You know what I thought about? This is the track where he had his most success and won 34 races overall down here, and for this track to take his life, that's kind of ironic, I think. And you know, since 1989, he had won at least one race of some kind. Now, he won a race today, but he was not here to enjoy it.
Will you continue to be a Winston Cup fan after this?
Yeah, but the same way? No, not hardly. I mean, Earnhardt, he's just, will I always fly my flag? Yes. Number 3, Earnhardt, the Intimidator, will live forever. I mean, even though Daytona took his life, he will live on.
I was sitting in there thinking earlier tonight how close he and Neil Bonnet were. And there was a pond on Earnhardt's farm where he never could go again after we lost Neil, because that's where he and Neil went fishing. And of course we lost Neil here at Speed Weeks 94. And I was just sitting in there, and as much as I miss Dale, and I'll miss him tremendously, I couldn't help but smile thinking of how happy he and Neil are going to be together.
Now, in the wake of today's tragedy at Daytona, it's easy to forget the fact that it came at the very end of one of the most spectacular Daytona 500s ever. Here are the results. Michael Waltrip becomes just the 6th driver to take his first win in the sports showcase race, and he joins brother Darrell, who watched from the TV booth as the only brothers to win the 500. Pole sitter Bill Elliott came home as top Dodge in 5th. Sterling Marlin led for long stretches and finished 7th. The senior Earnhardt and Schrader were posted 12th and 13th after failing to complete the final lap. Kyle Petty came home 16th. Ron Hornaday, the top rookie finisher, in 17th. Defending 500 champion Dale Jarrett finished 22nd, never in the hunt after he and 17 other cars were involved in a truly frightening crash with 25 laps to go that brought out a red flag. The crash was sparked by a tangle between Ward Burton, Tony Stewart, and Robbie Gordon that sent Stewart to the hospital with a concussion after a scary-looking tumble. Those three finished 35th, 36th, and 37th. To that point, there had been just 2 yellow flags among a bunch of records threatened in the race, including most lead changes, 42, most different leaders, 14. Defending series champ Bobby Labonte finished 40th. Jeff Purvis made it to lap 47 and retired. Race week will be back in a moment.
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification, or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
Looking for an exciting new career opportunity? Call now and check out Marine Mechanics Institute's comprehensive vocational training school for marine technicians. Veteran marine instructors teach you to repair stern drives, outboards, and personal watercraft. Financial assistance is available for those who qualify. MMI also offers lifetime graduate placement assistance. MMI's state-of-the-art campus in Orlando is endorsed or supported by all the major marine engine manufacturers. Call toll-free now for your career information kit at 1-800-922-9664.
Tuesday night, Dave Despain brings you the latest racing news on Bike Week and rips the throttle with the editors of Motorcyclist. That's Bike Week at 7 Eastern and 8 Pacific, and Motorcyclist at 7:30 Eastern and 8:30 Pacific. Every week on Speedvision.
The Ancient Spice Route, June 22nd. The first time I made my own road. Got lost on purpose. Measured time in cups of mint tea.
I wasn't looking nowhere but where I wanted to go. He's going to have to take his line, and then the spotter was letting me know where he would go. And I wasn't really good trying to block him. I was just trying to run a line that I could run and run fast and, you know, give him what he had, what was left.
That was Dale Earnhardt last year talking about his great duel with eventual champion Bobby Labonte in Atlanta in March. Now, in another Daytona season opener, the Busch Grand National Napa Auto Parts 300 could have been a dream race for teammates Randy LaJoie and Joe Nemechek, who started on the front row and ran 1-2 with the white flag in sight. But the dream vanished when Matt Kenseth bumped pole sitter Nemechek into a spin on the next-to-last lap. The race finished under caution, with Kevin Harvick second, followed by Kenseth and series champ Jeff Green in his new Ford. Nemechek wound up 32nd, but since he owns LaJoie's winning car, he was okay with that. A record 28 cars finished on the lead lap. The win completes a Daytona Busch hat trick for LaJoie, but as Rick Benjamin learned afterward, he had to work for it.
Season opening Busch Series race at Daytona. Randy LaJoie back in victory lane. Didn't think you were going to be able to get there. How do you do it?
Passed about 85 cars today. Started on the outside front row. What a day for Kleenex, Kimberly Clark. A Nemco organization, Ed Evans, what a new race team under Joe Nemechek's banner. And we would have finished 1-2 if he didn't get taken out there at the end. But passed a lot of cars. We had an air gun break, had a tire get away from us. Yeah. Anyway, we had to pass a lot of cars to get there. And the old Pontiac Grand Prix was pretty darn sporty, and it was good. It was a great day, clean day. I had Jamie McMurray worked with me well to get me back up there once. So I got to thank him. And once we got to the front, I made a move on purpose, got by him with less laps than I thought, and we're able to win this thing.
What a way to break in a new team. Can you win another championship this year?
Well, it's a great way to start. I'm going to give it all I got. You know, people wrote me off last year, from the people I drove for to the team I drove for, you know, and we'll see. We'll show them what we got left.
You know this place real well. Feels great to be back in Daytona Victory Lane, I'm sure.
Daytona Beach Victory Lane is nothing better, and this is what everybody wants. We've been here 3 times out of the last 5. This is a good thing.
Congratulations, Randy LaJoie, winner of the Napa 300 at Daytona.
Now Friday at Daytona, 56-year-old Joe Ruttman wasted no time showing the young pups who the big dog is in Craftsman trucks, starting from pole in the Florida Dodge Dealers 250 with Scott Riggs at his elbow. Early in the race, the white number 16 of David Donahue brushes the wall. Coy Gibbs in the green Chevy gets sideways and causes Derek Cope to bail out into the pit lane, which he navigates at something above the posted speed limit, well above, in fact. Now, Ruttman was involved and suffered sheet metal damage, but his crew had the necessary high-tech tools ready and kept their man on the lead lap. Ruttman's teammate, Willie T. Ribbs, started third, but suffered a host of problems. A bad plug wire on lap 1, balky gearbox here. He finished 23rd. That was Ribbs. This is Riggs. Scott Riggs pits late and overshoots the box, sending an official diving over the wall. Things go from bad to worse as the team pushes the truck back. It's too close to the pit wall. The crew gets pinched, and the gas catch can man, say that 3 times quickly, gets bowled over. No one hurt. 14 laps to go, and race leader Ted Musgrave. Here's the rattle from up front. In stock car parlance, he blowed up. Rutman picked up the lead on a green-white restart and held on, while 20-year-old Ricky Hendrick squeezed under Riggs for second at the line. Career best finishes for Hendrick, Riggs, and 4th place Lance Norrick. Margin of victory in truck lengths, about 4. Margin in years, 36. 12th career victory for one Happy Joe. And making Joe even happier was a $10,000 Craftsman bonus for winning from pole. Agent treachery may not beat youth and enthusiasm every time, and apparently that's the way to bet.
And now on to one of the most intriguing series in racing, the International Race of Champions, where a dozen drivers from NASCAR, kart, and the IRL square off against each other driving identical Pontiacs over 40 laps. And that list of 12 drivers included Dale Earnhardt. The start of the IROC Daytona race, the series opener. Keep your eye on Earnhardt in the green car on pole alongside Eddie Cheever of the IRL in silver. Lap 27. Watch the rose-colored car of Jeff Burton, who slides into Earnhardt. The IRL's Mark Dismore in the light green car gets caught up. So does the IRL's Buddy Lazier in the red. Then Lazier and Dismore bang. We'll see some of that in the IRL this year, no doubt. As a result, the race is red flagged. And here you see Earnhardt getting taped up. And pretty soon they were all back at it. Now, back to Cheever and Earnhardt. 2 laps to go. Cheever in the silver squeezes Earnhardt in green, sends him into the grass, but somehow Earnhardt saves it. Skills like that helped make him the incomparable driver that he was. Now, down the stretch, the last half lap, Dale Jarrett in the blue dueling with Ricky Rudd in the copper for the lead. Cheever, that's karts, Kenny Breck in the yellow car, Bobby Labonte in lavender, but keep your eye on Jarrett and Rudd. Jarrett coming up the middle, looking for his first ever IROC trophy. They say rubbing is racing, and the Winston Cup boys know full well that is true. A few little love taps here, and Jarrett pulls away for the victory. Rudd second, Cheever third, Breck fourth, Labonte fifth, but we're not done with Earnhardt and Cheever. Watch the upper right part of the screen. Earnhardt gives Cheever a little taste of his own medicine. Always the Intimidator.
Indeed. Now, if there's a downside to Dale Earnhardt's reputation as the Intimidator, it's in the fact that it tends to obscure some of his accomplishments on the racetrack. Here are a few. Of course, tied with the king, Richard Petty, for most Winston Cup titles, 6th on the all-time win list, 34 career victories at Daytona alone, and he amassed a huge fortune as NASCAR's best for many years.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. And most of the century's top inventions came from individuals, not companies. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Are you interested in trying to submit your idea to companies for a good faith review and in trying to patent it as well? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm with over 50 offices nationwide. Call this toll-free number now to see how to get this free information. The information includes forms to assure confidentiality, a form to record and date your idea, plus an informative brochure that explains how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and how to apply for a patent. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product, you'll want to call now for ISC's free information.
For your free information, call Invention Submission Corporation at 1-888-837-IDEA. That's 1-888-837-IDEA.
Some networks will put a camera inside a car next to a car, but the Speedvision GT and Touring Car Championships is taking it to the next level. We're putting cameras everywhere. Tires, cars, gear shift, gas tank, helmet, trunk, everything. Then we're dropping in some of the greatest road racers of all time, like Derek Bell. Wire him up and let him tell you how the race is going. The Speedvision GT and Touring Car Championships, right from the driver's seat. Returning to Speedvision March 23rd at 8 Eastern. This time, you ride shotgun.
3.2 TL from Acura.
It looked incredible, I imagine, but I just was doing what comes natural to me and what I felt would work, and we were just wait. It was a lot of hard racing there about 10 to go. It was really hard racing. Everybody was going for the holes and trying to make their groove work, and one line would move, the other line would not, and then they just kept stacking up, and then finally the line would move, and you had to be in the right place at the right time.
Reaction at Daytona International Speedway to the passing of Dale Earnhardt. Incredible sadness and shock tonight among those who are remaining here. I'm joined now by Ben Blake, senior editor of Speedvision.com, our website. Ben, you've been around the sport and around Dale Earnhardt for many years. What are your thoughts on such an unbelievable turn of events today?
Well, I can't really imagine a worse thing that could happen to the sport right at this time in its history. It just knocks a huge hole in everything NASCAR has built toward in the past 10, 15 years. Earnhardt was without a doubt the most popular and influential figure in the sport probably in the last 30 years, if not in NASCAR history.
And he was viewed as indestructible, I think, by most people.
That is what makes it probably hardest to take, as I think everybody thought that the man was invincible. They'd seen what he'd gone through at Talladega. They'd seen him hit the wall so many times, walk away. They saw what happened here Thursday in the IROC race. And to take someone like that away just instantaneously like that doesn't sink in right away. You don't feel it the way that you may next week at Rockingham when he's not there.
What does this do, considering the fact that his brand new team won today for the first time? His son finished second. He may well have had a car capable of winning today. The irony of that is almost hard to get your arms around.
Yeah, I was talking to Jim Hunter about just that a little while ago, and it's too big really even to put in any kind of size focus. I said offhand to Hunter and felt silly saying it. It's almost as though he gave his life so that the front two could go on and win the race. I mean, he was holding the other people back, blocking them and so forth. And, then I said, I really feel silly saying that, Jim. But he looked at me and he said, you're right. That's exactly the way you have to look at it.
Ben Blake, senior editor, Speedvision.com. His thoughts on the tragic passing of Dale Earnhardt today at Daytona International Speedway on the final lap of this year's Daytona 500. At Daytona, I'm Rick Benjamin, Speedvision News Race Week.
Rick, thank you once again. Well, we could obviously go on talking forever about Dale Earnhardt's career. The only man to follow up his Rookie of the Year award with a Winston Cup title. He dominated the Busch Clash, the IROC Series, and those 125-mile Daytona qualifiers. We'll be right back.
Shouldn't everything be this simple? Thousands of new and pre-owned cars from AutoBytel.com. Low, no haggle pricing and a pre-owned car guarantee. AutoBytel.com. Longing for a new place to call home? Well, now you can move up in style. Call now and see how you can get Sears gift cards worth $1,500 when you purchase any new Champion home. Outfit your family room. Add glamour to your bath. Make your kitchen really cook. Don't miss out. Call now for a Champion Home Center near you.
Hello, Champion. How may I help you?
Think of all the ways you could spend $1,500 in Sears gift cards when you purchase a new Champion home.
Wake up, Champ. Come see your new home.
Lucky dog. Champion, the world's largest home builder.
Tomorrow night, burn rubber in the Buick Regal Grand National. Then buckle up for Ferrari's F1 test drive. Plus, see why the VW Bug has become a worldwide phenomenon. That's American Muscle Car at 6:30 Eastern, Motorsport Mondial at 7:30, and the story of the Beetle at 9.
He's a fierce competitor. He brings the best out of all his teammates. Hey, listen, me and Andy's the only two guys who took care of the car. Kelly and Dale Jr. was a little hard on the race car all day.
Father and son at this year's Rolex 24 at Daytona. Well, earlier in the program, we showed you highlights from the IROC race on Friday at Daytona, the last race Dale Earnhardt would complete. And immediately following that event, in which Earnhardt and Eddie Cheever were sparring out on the track, the two engaged in what first appeared to be a confrontation. After all, Earnhardt was the intimidator. But watch and listen.
I ain't never hit a man in the car. I owe you an apology. I ain't never hit a man in the car. I owe you an apology. What side? We are.
The kinder, gentler Dale Earnhardt, one of the ways certainly he'll be remembered, and really later in life he did mellow, at least off the track, but he will always be remembered as one tough son of a gun on the track.
No question about it. But he seemed to be poised on the brink of something new. We saw him at the Rolex. When I spoke to him at the Winston Cup banquet in New York back in December, he also confided that one of his long-held urges in motorsports was to drive a Formula One car. Dale Earnhardt's passing brings an era to an end in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. It's all in the hands of a younger generation now. For Bill Patrick, I'm Bob Varsha. We'll leave you with some more of the special moments from the career of a very special racer. We'll see you next week. So long, everyone.